Hello, race fans. This is Erik with Tailgating with Erik's podcast, and we're live at Daytona Motor Speedway for the Daytona 500. And I got some good guests with me today. I got Bill Fenton and Kelley, both from Red 38, the wonderful place that we all like to go to. So how's it going, guys?
Doing good. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. And I'm glad we were able to get you on the show because I was trying to get you in Talladega this past fall. And
I apologize. We get a little busy sometimes.
Oh, I know, man. I get it. Hey, I'm totally fine with it. You know, I mean, I knew I'd get up with you sooner or later. I was trying to get up with Corey, too, and Corey was so busy with Dega Nation, and he wasn't able to get on either, so I had him on yesterday.
Oh, that guy's an icon. That is a big operation at Dega Nation.
Oh.
That's something
you got to watch the show, man. I mean, because he really goes into it. I mean, they buy all that stuff, man.
Oh, I know.
They buy all that stuff. They auction off, and the girls all get together and they wrap it all and take care of it. But yeah, I mean, you just got to listen to the show. It's pretty interesting.
Will do.
So, anyways, so let's talk about Red 38.
Well, what do you want to know?
I want to know, and I think everybody wants to know, is how did Red 38 get started? Because I know you're here at Daytona's, you're at Talladega, and then you go to New Hampshire too.
Yeah. The quick synopsis is that I guess we're starting our 18th year.
Yeah.
So 18 years ago, me and three buddies decided for my 40th birthday we were going to do this trip. And we went online. We found a guy selling a spot. And we had no idea what we were getting into. We didn't know if you could get in or out of the infield. You know, we knew we could get in. We bought so much stuff, so many supplies, not knowing that we could go out and do anything. And it morphed from us having some speakers, doing our own little party out front with a 4-foot table to, well, some of the things you see today.
Right. Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, it's like, I was talking to another guy that was at the show, there the other night when you guys were setting up, and he said that he was cooking across the street or something, and he was smoking stuff. And
Well, Scotty.
Scotty, yeah. So one summer race, probably, Scotty's going on his 8th year with me now, and one summer I rolled in, and it was, at that point, it was getting big enough that it was hard for me to cook for the family and the friends and everything and still take care of all the other things that people wanted to do. And I saw, wow, there's this guy over here cooking. So I walked up to him and I said, hey, how much money to feed my crew? Because I didn't want to go to the grocery store and I didn't want to cook. And he looked at me like, are you crazy? And so I gave him some money, and then he came back and he said, you didn't tell me how much your kids could eat.
So, man, that's crazy. So tell me, so you started off with the small thing, and then it gradually, how did it end up growing and growing? Because now you went to a bigger tent. I mean, from last year, you had this smaller tent. I seen it first time last year at Talladega in the fall race when you put it up. Now it's huge. It's like almost like a circus tent. Yeah.
So, when we started out, we were just in front of our motorhome, and people would come by, and the whole concept of the contribution bar was when we were first here. I'm a bourbon guy, so I'm drinking bourbon, and my buddies are drinking beer, and people are saying, hey, you got a beer, and I'm going, sure, we got plenty of beer, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the night, the guys were like, Bill, you're giving all our beer away. So we bought some more the next day when we figured out we could go out and get stuff. And then I remember one of the nights that week, I heard somebody said, hey, just get some more. I had no idea what they were talking about. The next day, we opened up the cooler where the giveaway beer was.
Yeah.
And it's the generosity and beauty of the NASCAR people. They were just throwing dollar bills in, saying, hey, I had some beers. Just get some more and replace it.
Yeah.
And that is how the whole concept started.
Wow.
And, at one point, someone said to me, well, maybe we ought to just provide some other stuff. Maybe we can have a few mixed drinks and so on and so forth. And it used to sit right there in front of us, right on top of the bar. And we had a few kids trying to, lift a bottle every now and then. Mm-hmm. And then it got so busy, we decided, well, let's kind of formalize it. We'll pull it back, and we'll make people's drinks for them. And, that's how it grew to the point where we needed shelter. We used to do pop-ups, and people would message us, hey, you guys out on a rain delay? Can we come over? And one thing led to another. I'm like, yeah, we got to have some real shelter when it rains. And so that's where we're at. And we went from a 20 by 40 to a 30 by 40, and we went from 7 feet tall to 10-foot tall legs, and you see what it looks like now.
It's huge now, man. I swear it looks like a circus tent now.
It's kind of is.
It's definitely a big presence when you come down the infield. It's no one goes by and not look in there and stop and wonder what's going on in here.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty awesome, man.
And Kevin will probably attest, it is kind of like a circus under there, isn't it?
Yeah, it has its acts, Right.
Yeah. And so I was down there last night, and for when we were sampling all the new monsters, things yesterday, and of course I was filming it for Mark. Mark always has me film it for him, and then put it on Facebook, and we did Facebook Live. So everything was live last night, and that was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool.
And Kevin, you can attest to this too. The amount of people that just they are so generous. They'll bring the product by, and I know it's good for them, but it's good for us, and it's good for the fans because they go, hey, if I'm hanging out over there, I'm gonna find some new beverage. I might see somebody.
Right.
I mean, you were talking about that earlier.
Oh yeah, they come in. They when these corporates come in and they bring their wares, or maybe even driver teams sometimes bring paraphernalia and things, or maybe they bring the driver over, and the fans start feeling a connection with NASCAR they're not getting like they used to back in the 90s or the early 2000s. You got to pay for everything to get in, and now here it's a family, and a lot of people come in and say, if you didn't do this, we probably wouldn't come.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be here, because this makes our whole weekend, and some people are here for the whole week like we are. They don't realize we're here 9 days.
I'm really upset that Wendy's ain't here this year.
Wow, I didn't realize they're. Well, hey, listen.
Chef Boyardee showed up.
What's that?
Chef
I know.
Boyardee.
Yeah, Chef Boyardee's out there. They're really hammering it this year. But I'm gonna tell you some of the things, because I remember 2 years ago Wendy's had that biggie bag thing, and they had that whole light show set up in there and stuff. That was pretty cool. But I heard through the grapevine they pulled their sponsorship, so I was like, man, I just can't believe it. So now it's not
There
coming.
was too many golf carts bogging up the traffic in the lanes and the whole thing, waiting to go through there.
Yeah.
Well, that is unfortunately that is corporate America. They all have business decisions they have to make, and it was good while it lasted, though. That's for sure.
No, it was. It was good. And I wish maybe somebody else would step up, like McDonald's or something like that.
We need another hamburger sponsor. If you're out there, hamburger people, maybe some Five Guys.
I mean, you got Bubba Wallace that represents McDonald's, man.
Yeah.
They come out here and give you free jackets and T-shirts and stuff.
Well,
why don't they put a McDonald's there?
Last year we had Ronald McDonald himself and the burglar.
Yeah, I know.
They were playing cornhole. We're at
That's
38.
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
We got a lot of that.
that's crazy, man. I mean, it's just, NASCAR's just. I'm hoping now, because of what happened this year with the whole, changing the points, changing the way the format is, kind of going back to its roots again. To try to, we need to start getting the young generation back in again, you know, and because we're losing the young generation to Formula One. I mean, Formula One's growing like huge right now, and most of them, like my brother and his wife and all them, they're way younger than me, but they're all Formula One fans. They're not NASCAR fans, and so I'm a big NASCAR fan. I'm gonna ride this ship until the end.
I'm with you.
So
there's just something about the environment. I'm an old school Rusty Wallace fan, and I'm not great at following statistics and points, but man, there's just something about being here in the infield and hearing the cars go by, whether it's the driving experience or our practice, or I don't know, and a nice morning like this, it's just like, man, I've been waiting all year long for this to get back here.
Right. All right, so we're going to take a time out here and do a commercial real quick, and then we will come back and talk about some more about Red 38. What's up, race fans? It's Erik with Tailgating with Erik's podcast. You know the feeling you wake up before dawn, haul the cooler to the track, stand in line for hours, screaming your lungs out through every caution flag, green, white, checkered finish? That's not just watching racing. That is fighting for every lap, every pass, every victory. And when the checker flag finally drops, you earn that ice-cold reward. That's why Modelo Special is different for us. Brewed with that same fighting spirit, pure, crisp, no shortcuts. It's the beer that says we showed up, we battled, and now we celebrate. The next time you are tailgating at a speedway or rewatching the epic duel on TV, reach for a Modelo. Raise it high for the driver that never quits. Modelo Special is the mark of a fighter. Find it wherever a great beer is sold, or better yet, stock that cooler before the next green flag. Salute, race fans. All right, guys, we're back. Back at the track at Daytona.
Thanks to Modelo too.
Yeah, man. Thank you. They're going to be a good one for us, man, this year. We got a lot of stuff planned for them, and yeah, we're going to try to do some stuff and get it going good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. And so, all right, so let's talk about it. So back to Red 38, and so you guys do all this stuff, and I know you do some charity stuff. So let's talk about a little bit of the charity stuff that you guys do.
So, you know, we were going along just kind of happy-go-lucky, doing our thing, and it's growing and growing and growing, and we've had, you know, people be very generous. And so probably 5 or 6 years ago, we said, let's start doing something where we can give a little back when there's extra. And then I thought about places, and I never served our country, but I'd like to think I'm a pretty patriotic guy. We got lots of military guys over there helping us out. And our friend Tom introduced me to Steve Swarner at Operation 22.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know, Operation 22 is to help veterans suicide prevention awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So we've kind of hooked up with Steven, and you know, we do some things to raise money for his organization. And you know, the things that he does, I feel it's kind of like boots on the ground. There's not a big top-end structure where a lot of money goes to waste. It's literally going to help guys that you and I might see, you know, next to us at a track or working at a store, you know, and they're struggling internally. You just don't know. And, you know, we've had a friend or two that's with us, and they have some struggles, you know.
Yeah.
They do okay, but I know that they fight it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the idea that what Steven is doing for those guys who make it possible for you to do this, me to have a goofy bar, you know, all the fun things that we do. It's not possible without those guys that did it before. So we do that here. And then from a charity standpoint, when we go to New Hampshire, we like to support the Children's Speedway charity.
Right.
And also, we've got a buddy at the Daytona Navy League we met several years ago, and he asked if there's any way we could help him out. So on the Super Bowl Sunday, we do a little fun, you know, activities to raise some money for the Daytona Navy League as well.
Right. Oh, that's cool. It sounds like we got some cars going around the track again.
We are at the Super Bowl of motorsports, so yeah, that's what we got to hear.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad to hear it. You know, I've been waiting for how many months now since the race this season back in November.
Yeah.
November was the last of it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad they're going to have the last race at Homestead this year. I'm going to be there. Are you going to be there this year?
Yep, looking forward to it.
Are you going to set up Red 38?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Where are you going to set it up at?
We are in the non-reserved in the overflow campground. We're outside the track, obviously.
Yeah, I am too.
And so we have, I don't know, somewhere between 8 or 10 spots, and a bunch of us will corral together. We'll set up the white tent and let the festivities commence.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to that. I really am looking forward to that. So now you've been there for so long, so now you get a lot of drivers and you get a lot of people to show up there at that track. I mean, at that place, don't you?
Well, we do, and again, I'm going to let Kevin speak to this because Kevin's a little more in tune with people that are coming in and out. I'm always running. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that, you know, I don't always get to be there at the bar. There's so many people that I have missed. But, yeah, we're fortunate, and I think the fans really enjoy that. Kevin, what do you think about who's been there? And
it's been it's quite a lot. You know, they'll come sometimes to push their sponsor and their wares and mingle with the fans, and they come with all that. And then sometimes they just sneak in a little bit later and they're just normal clothes, and they'll sit down at the bar, and not all the time they get noticed, you know, right away. It does build after a while, but like, for example, one night after AJ Allmendinger's daddy watched the whole race with me, we sit there on TV at the bar, watched it, and then AJ come in later. And the fan of AJ was right beside him, and he didn't know it was AJ.
Yeah.
So at the end, I'm like, man, this guy was floored. You know, he'd been sitting there drinking a few beers with AJ, and but you know, that we've had Tyler Reddick and Randy LaHoy, and we've had
Carson, right, host of our.
host of our. We had Travis Pastrana last night, and Noah Gregson last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They were over there?
They just stop by and say hello. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
ambassadors to the sport.
Yeah. So what about, is it true that Kid Rock came there?
I was not there for that. You know, I do not believe he stopped by. Now, it is highly possible he may have rolled by, you know, when I'm out doing an errand run. So, but I've seen the likes of John Cena stop by one time.
Yeah.
And they don't stay long. I think
Gordon.
Jeff Gordon comes by every now and then, you know, and just checks it out. There's a show, the Gas Monkeys, Gas Garage Monkey or something. It was one of those shows. Those guys came by one time. It's just, you never know. You never know who's going to show up. And goofy old me, a lot of times they might be right there in my face and I don't know it's them.
You're just working, and all of a sudden you look up, and boom, you know that. Oh, that's so and so, and wonder how long it's going to last for it. The picture and the cell phone brigade starts the campaign, and then it just all of a sudden this mass movement, and so we give them a little space sometimes. You know, they have a place to come and they can get a little bit out of the fray, and people are still have interaction, but they're not getting mobbed. You know, and so it's important that you look out for them too.
Yeah.
You know.
The year that Stenhouse won it, he was there on Saturday before the race.
Yeah.
DJing.
And he was behind the bar, you know, with Chuck looking at this stuff, maybe doing a little DJ work. And the next night we saw him at the Waffle House. And as he was walking out, I just said, hey, maybe you should pregame at Red 38 a little more often. And he was so cool. He grabs the trophy, he comes over and flops it down on the table.
The Harley
where we're
Earl
eating,
trophy.
and he's taking pictures with all the guys.
The ring.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't beat guys like that as far as being ambassadors for their sport.
I know.
Because he didn't have to do that. None of these guys have to do that.
Yeah.
But when they do, you know, it's awesome, and the people really like it.
Right.
Yeah, but that was a great moment because he was all done with all the pictures and all the sponsors. He was over. He was probably going to wherever he was going home or something. He says, I got to stop in Walmart like the old school drivers do. I just won the 500. So he did that. And we happened to, you know, I said, Bill, let's shut down early and go because let's get some Waffle House.
It's funny how all the drivers go to the Waffle House after they win a race. Instead of saying, I'm going to Disney World, they say, I'm going to the Waffle House.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, so what else can you tell me about Red 38?
You know, the first thing I want to say is that, you know, I'm just the ringleader. I had an idea, and I get ideas. But if it's not for guys like Kevin and Scotty and Marco and Spider Monkey and, you know, his son and Kurt Chubbs, and I mean, there's so many guys that just pitch in, and their wives, and, you know, I always say this is like a family reunion for me when I come down here. Or when we go to other tracks, man, we look forward to seeing each other. You know, I've stayed at this guy's house. I broke bread with him. I've done that with a lot of the people. And, you know, Corey and I talked about that, you know, how it does become a family.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't, man, a lot of the credit goes to these guys. Let him give his perspective what Red 38 is.
Well, I started I can't figure it out. A friend of mine said, come to the race. You know, you kind of left the NASCAR thing. Come back. Come to the infield. I got his place. Meet Bill. I said, okay. So I went. And it didn't take Bill long. I mean, he's like, hey, he just kind of like brought me in, you know, and I felt nice I was included, but because I got to pick up trash. I got to do something, you know. I'm just not sitting there drinking, and I'm always busy. So anyway, now I'm indentured, you know. I'm in there, and no, really, it's a family union because we see all the same people at every track,
right.
And we meet new friends, and the relationships are good, and all the people are so special, and everybody's so giving, and when you come, sometimes you might have been at home watching the news and whatever's going on and feeling like, man, am I alone in the world? You know, what's happening?
Not here.
And then when you come to the Red 38, you realize you're not. everybody's just like you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you look like, what you dress like. We're all a family, and everybody's there. And when they're singing the top of their lungs, word for word, every song, and everybody's going.
Oh, it was like that last night.
It's just America.
Yeah, I know, man. It's unbelievable, and I love it. And the NASCAR people are just different. They're just we're different. You know, we love being American. We love being patriotic, and
Absolutely.
we love just to have a good time.
Absolutely.
We get blessed with the Thunderbirds. They spend a lot of time with us.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, that's another cool thing. You talk about
They're
famous
awesome.
people come by. The Thunderbirds have been rotating in and out for probably, I don't know, almost 8 or 10 years. And I hear that what they do is you know, they do, I think, a 2-year stint. Maybe it's changed. But those people pass it on to the next crew and say, hey, when you guys get to Daytona, go by Red 38.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I know 2 years ago, we had a spot right across from you guys. We were in that parking lot right across from you. The first time Barbara and I came here, and we used to always go to the fall race, but the Daytona 500, it's hard to get in here. You know, you got to have somebody's got to die in order for you to get in here, basically. Yeah. So I was able to get a spot in the red. And it was right across from you guys, and that was the first year when the Thunderbirds flew like over top of us every morning, and I mean they buzzed the infield. I mean, one time I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting by a fire, and we watched you close the place down, and I got to tell you, I'm unbelievable how you literally shut that place down like at 11, 12 o'clock at night, and it's over, and you tell everybody, okay, it's over, everybody go home, and instead of letting it, because if not, people would stay there until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. They would never leave, and I think it's a wonderful thing that you do that for the other fans. They have to camp beside it and do all that kind of stuff.
Well, absolutely. There's a quiet hour, and we want to respect that. And again, you talk about the great NASCAR people. They're all very good about it. They understand, even though they want to party. Sometimes they meander down to Tent City and see what's still going on.
Yeah.
But, you know, one time somebody said, Bill, couldn't you have picked any other spot to throw that party? And I said, it just happened here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we cut it down, and it's we need a break. We got to get quiet, and I'm just happy that everybody, you know, cooperates. And again, the track gives us what I feel is a lot of leeway and grace.
Yeah.
So we just need to, you know, play nice.
Yeah, you got to definitely play
We're
nice.
blessed, that's for sure.
So what I was trying to get at is that apparently that year, 2 years ago, the Thunderbirds pilots were in Red 38, and they were in there. They were in there on the corner over there. They were over there 2 years ago. They were inside there, and my neighbor he said, "Come on over here, Erik. The Blue Thunderbirds over there." So we went over there and saw them and stuff. But one time when they flew over and buzzed the infield, the pilot was so low when he banked it, I could see his tinted visor. It was like a yellow, like you know, like Oakley glasses visor on, and he banked it, and I could see him, and he was like looking out the window.
I could tell you who that was.
That was some crazy ass shit.
They come in, and I said, "Who's blowing smoke underneath my tent?" Like real serious, you know? And they're all like, him. And I looked at him, and he had that grin, and I went, "Buddy, that is so cool. Everybody loves it." And I mean, you can burn a tent down, we don't care.
That is the coolest fraternity of boys I have ever met. When those pilots come around, you know. Best joke ever, though, somebody happened. After everything was said and done, this has been years and years ago, they were participating, and they weren't out of hand, but I think somebody stumbled a little bit, and he fell and knocked over a 55-gallon trash can, and somebody in the crowd goes, "First time one of you guys ever crashed and it didn't cost $30 million."
That's funny. Oh,
But
man.
they're really
They're top notch, non-self-serving. They are for the country. They are humble.
Yeah.
And they're nothing but professional.
Hold that for a second for them. Let me get this last commercial because we got 5 minutes left, and I want to get it in before we do it, and then we'll wrap it up. Hey, race fans. It's Erik with Tailgating with Erik's podcast. Life can move pretty fast sometimes, almost as fast as a NASCAR race. But here on North Carolina coast, we like to take things slow.
Living here has a lot of perks. Good surf, beautiful scenery, fresh seafood, and plenty of tracks nearby where you can get your race fix. Caldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage has everything you need to make your move you've been craving. Whether you are upsizing, downsizing, investing, or dreaming about your next chapter, they have the guidance you need to move forward with confidence. Caldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage has top agents that can help you make your house your home. Check out seacoastrealty.com. That's seacoastrealty.com. Let's make your next move your best one yet.
All right, guys, that was it, man. That's the last one. I told you 30 minutes to go by quick.
Absolutely, it did. Now I think about it, we could talk forever.
I know.
We've met some of these guys. One more quick story. We got another guy, Doug, who helps us out. One summer race, he came by and he wasn't sure where he was going to hang out or what he was going to do. So he comes over and he says, "Hey, you mind if I hang out here and have a beverage?" And we're like, "Sure, everybody's welcome." Next thing you know, a storm's rolling in, and here's Doug hanging onto a canopy. I mean, we are getting drenched. He's known us for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's there forever. He's solid as a rock now. He's one of the core. And he'll tell that story like, "Yeah, my first introduction was just hanging onto a canopy in the middle of a tornado, it felt like."
Jesus.
Yeah.
I do remember that. It was last year here at Daytona
When that happened?
When that big storm came through here, man, and it freaking tore people's stuff up in there. And I remember the umbrellas and everything went flying in the fan zone and stuff, and there was people actually in there. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a bad storm that came
We
through.
pulled the trucks up and tied everything off as quick as we could because we knew it was fixing to be really bad. And everybody, women and men and all, we were just doing everything together. They know the drill, so they lend a hand.
And you said earlier that we do 6 events at 4 tracks. We do 2 here in Daytona, 2 Talladega, Homestead, and New Hampshire. And man, Talladega can get squirrely sometimes with the weather. This
Tornadoes.
past year it was really bad. We had
that's
concrete
right.
anchors.
Oh, yeah, I
on
remember
that
that.
new tent.
Yeah, that was in the fall.
We pulled trucks in underneath and anchored the tent to trucks in addition to that.
I got one more thing to bring up, though. Bill, Facebook Red 38 Mafia.
Yeah.
Go to that site. You can get an invite to get in, and on there they'll post all events. Every night we have a theme.
Yeah.
I think it's country cowboys and
Today's
cowgirls.
country music day. Wear your cowboy hat, get your big belt buckle out, what have you.
and then it goes. We have different themes every night. The music's accordingly, and we maybe cook accordingly too.
Yeah.
And usually one meal a day for everybody. It's just for the fans. Scotty's doing his thing, and but yeah.
But you talk about everybody pitching in. I got to give a shout out to this guy. We did a spaghetti dinner for everybody on Monday night. So, Kevin did all the prep work, did all the cooking. He doesn't have to do that. He's got a business to run. He's got family, but yet he takes his time to do that. And it's kind of like an adopted brother that I have now.
Yeah.
So it really is. But tomorrow night, I think tomorrow's a big day. It's Red, White, and Blue Day. We're gonna get a jump start on celebrating America's birthday. So, I don't know.
I heard you're gonna do the new monster, the new was it new blueberry or something that's coming out.
The one that right now you can only get it if you're on a military base. But we're doing what I call a toast to the best between 1 and 2. All the military, their families, and service personnel come by and have a drink on me. We want to give you a salute and a toast.
And bourbon and cigars.
Bourbon and cigars at 11 tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow's big race night. Afterwards, we'll just continue on with the party. Friday, John McKinney's going to play live music for us. And then I think for Friday night is is that the costume party? No, Friday night's a pajama party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is it like maybe wear whatever you wish you always could wear? But,
No, that's our costume party night on Saturday. My motto is if somebody told you not to wear that in public, today's the day to wear it.
Oh, Jesus.
But Eric, appreciate you bringing us over.
Oh no, I really enjoy having you guys on the show. This is my going on. I don't so call my second year. I started this in August at Daytona last year
Yeah.
at the fall race, and it was just an idea that I came up with because I used to, Nick and Mark and all of us, we used to sit over there and talk about different things, and I'm like, man, I'm thinking to myself, wow, somebody needs to record this and and put it on the show. And so that's what kind of gave me an idea about it. And I talked to my kids and my wife about it, and they said, "Are you nuts? Are you nuts?" And I'm like, "No, I think I really want to do this." And my wife says, "Well, if you want to do it, let's try it." So I bought a small little podcast equipment and did that for about 2 races, and it just got bigger and bigger. More people wanted to be on the show, and so I was like, man, I got to go to a bigger system, more mics, and so we upgraded the whole system, and it's a lot better now. So now where we at it now. Last year we were just completely on Spotify and Apple Tunes, and so now we're going basically. We're going to still be on Spotify with the sound, but we added the video content, so now we have a YouTube channel. It's called Tailgating with Erik, and you can go on the YouTube channel. So, and everybody's out there listening and watching. If you go down to the bottom and subscribe at the bottom of it, I'd appreciate it. We don't, I know everybody asks everybody to do it, but it's the only way we can keep this going.
You can't survive without that click.
Yeah,
You got to get that thumb up.
So
Get a subscription.
I appreciate
it's a good thing. I mean, you're bringing it's another person bringing the community together, and your way. We do it in our way, and if
There's
there's anything we can do to help you, there goes one of our Mafia guys.
Yeah, there goes one of it. There goes Kurt and the president of Newmar. Cruise by.
We've been looking after Newmar a little bit lately.
So we're.
I
love
extend
YouTube.
an invite to you anytime you want to come down to our place and do a show, and if you want to expand, and I think the fans would love being able to interact with you and talk just like we got this little captive time. It was great. Those people would love to tell their stories too.
Right.
They'll tell you more about Red 38 than we can.
Yeah, I know, and
They remember it and they know so much.
So, all right, guys, we reached our 30-minute mark, and then, like I said, it would go pretty quick, and I appreciate it, and let everybody know about Tailgating with Erik, and make sure everybody subscribes, and I appreciate it. We're going to try to, like I said, we're doing 14 races next year. We're traveling it. We're going to take that bus, and we're going to do. We're going all the way out west. We're going to go at the Coronado. We're going to do Coronado race, and we're going to do Sonoma, and then from Sonoma we're going to go to Chicagoland, and then from Chicagoland we're going to go home for a little bit, and then we're going to end up back down here, and then we're going to head back up and do Daytona, and then we're going to go home again, and then we're going to end up at back to Charlotte, down to Talladega, see you in Talladega in the fall, and then back to Homestead. So we're not going to go home. We're going to just stop some places in between those weeks and go back down there. But who knows? With the podcast going on and stuff, I might get some more people invite me to come more races and have a spot for me where I can set up and do the show and keep it going.
Keep chasing it, brother. Keep chasing it and do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm chasing it. I enjoy it, and I enjoy every bit of it. It's having that conversation with you guys and learning more about everything,
Yeah. And the folks you meet along the way, you got places to stop as you're traveling to their place, their house or whatever. And it's a big network. You end up with a bunch of friends. It's just, it's a great thing.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. And this is Erik with Tailgating with Erik's podcast, and we're signing off.